Hello again. This part of the story I've called The Phantom Octopus. Why, you will realise as I proceed. About a year prior to the experience with the demons, a friend of mine had an absolutely horrific experience one night. My friend Norman was a top salesman for an insurance company, and I was driving us both to an appointment one winter's night. I chose the back road from Wokingham to Bracknell New Town, and my friend, who had a coloured girlfriend, was telling me how the previous night they had been parked outside a house in Reading, where a particularly gruesome murder had been committed. It was a terrace house with a small front garden, and the police had sealed off both the garden and the house in order to stop unauthorised persons entering a murder scene. Well, my friend and his girl suddenly became aware of an old woman on the house side of the fence, and leaning over this fence and peering into the car with a look of absolute hate on her face. The girlfriend immediately started screaming, "It's a banshee, it's a banshee, go, go, go." Well, Norman drove away and thought no more about it until he was getting ready for bed about midnight that night. He suddenly felt some ice-cold, slimy hands trying to strangle him. His hair stood on end, and he rushed to the bathroom to douse himself with cold water. The feeling left him, but he still had a rather troubled sleep that night. Well, he's telling me this story in the car as we're driving towards Bracknell, and we both became aware that there was a kind of a black cloud of gas building up on the dashboard, and this got bigger and bigger until we realised that something evil was materialising in the car. And to me it felt as if it was a black spirit octopus that was wrapping its tentacles around us to try and eject us, me out of this side and Norman out of the other side of the car. Well, Norman started yelling, "What is it, what is it?" and I started to mentally call upon the power of the Great White Brotherhood to come and help me get rid of this creature. By now the car was veering from side to side along this very narrow road, and we were very fortunate there was no other traffic on the road, and I tried to control it as best I could, and we were soon we entered the lights of Bracknell New Town, and I pulled up under the brightest I could find, and as I did so the beast started to dematerialise. Well, Norman was panic-stricken. He jumped out of the car and ran up the road. I sat in the car and mentally invoked the Great White Brotherhood and cleared the conditions in the car, but I'm afraid Norman took some persuading to come back into the car. When he did so, we'd forgotten all about the appointment by then, and I just drove back along the main roads back to Reading, where we'd set off from. Now, my friend was an ex-soldier. He'd served all through World War II. He didn't believe in either God or the devil, but that beast frightened him that night, and prior to that I wouldn't have thought anything could have frightened him, quite honestly. Well, the experience certainly made him aware that there is more to life than just the physical. Next, I will tell how Lord Jesus finally rescued me from the spirits of the Great White Brotherhood. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.